Many of us, when we speak about the companions of the Prophet of Allah, we make them almost as if they were angelic. They never did anything wrong. This is the biggest disease you could do. Sahaba were real people who had wrongs, who committed sin, who had differences of opinion, who had quarrels and conflicts amongst one another. They were real people. But you know what makes them special? The battles in Islam, and please, wallahi, I beg you, I really want you to leave Norway now, leave Oslo. You're not here anymore. I want you to really, I don't know, whatever works for you. Closing your eyes works for you, then close your eyes, whatever it is. I really want you to imagine the story, and I really, in your heart, I want you to believe that you are there while this story is taking place. After one of the battles, the companions gathered together, and there was some booty of war. There was booty of war. Booty of war was usually gold, silver, swords, livestock, whatever was left from the army that they fought. So the Sahaba gathered, and they started giving their opinions as to how they should distribute this booty of war amongst one another. So Abu Dharr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and for those who don't know Abu Dharr is one of the big mama companions up there. And Abu Dharr was a real, what's the term, man? He was Arab to the bone. Yani even Arabs, the Bedouins used to say, this guy's too Arab for us. Really staunch Arab. So Abu Dharr, when the situation, so when the turn came to Abu Dharr gave his opinion on the matter. He says, you know what, I think this is how we should distribute the booty. Then the turn goes around and it falls on Bilal radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the mu'adhin of Rasulullah. For those who don't know Bilal used to be a slave. He was a black man who used to be a slave, whom Abu Bakr purchased and he freed him. So when the turn came to Bilal says politely to Abu Dharr, he says, Abu Dharr, forgive me, but I disagree with your opinion. Allahu A'lam, I think this is what we should do with the booty of war. So Abu Dharr became so infuriated. He says, even you, ya Bilal, even you son of a black woman, even you're going to disagree with me now? For those who have any deen in their hearts, they will understand that the words that Abu Dharr just uttered are massive words. So naturally Bilal became so upset. What did he do? He was so upset, he left the gathering and he went straight to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Now I want to pause here for a minute and I want to talk about the situation that just took place right now. With all respect to the Sahaba, and every one of them is here above our heads, inshallah. But just for our sake of understanding, I want to speak about the act that Bilal just did right now. He left the gathering and went to the Prophet of Allah. What do we call this in our day and age? He's a snitch. He went to Souk, he went to Dab, he went to snitch me into the Prophet of Allah. I mean, we're having a quarrel over here. Why do you need to, like a little girl, go to the Prophet of Allah and sook and cry about the matter? See, because our deen has been corrupted, our fitrah has been destroyed. Today we don't live by deen. Really deep down in the core, our principles are not what Allah and His Prophet say. Today the laws and the norm of the streets, this is the code that we live by now. Because in my eyes and your eyes, Bilal is a snitch. He went to cry and sook to the Prophet of Allah. No, we don't do that stuff. No, rather what you and I would rather do, you rather keep the issue in your heart, hate on the brother and the sister for the next 20 years of your life. Any opportunity you get to slam and destroy and eat their flesh and wipe the floor with them, you would love to do it. You won't give her salam or him salam for 20 odd years, right? Because you don't want to be someone that goes to someone that just might be able to help you in your situation. You see, Bilal didn't want to carry this around. So he picks himself up and goes straight to the Prophet of Allah, and he says, this is what took place, and this is what Abu Dhar said to me. These are real people. So the Prophet of Allah became so angry. He goes to Abu Dhar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and he grabs Abu Dhar and says, Abu Dhar, you are a man that still has jahiliyyah. You still have ignorance in your heart. What did Abu Dhar do? Did he say that little this and that little that? Is that what he said about me? Wallahi, I'm never... No. Abu Dhar realizes and acknowledges that I was in the wrong. Something that many of us, myself included, we're not prepared to do. That's the truth. None of us are ready to admit that we're wrong. Too much pride and arrogance in our hearts. You twist and turn stories just so that you don't have to admit that you were in the wrong. Well, I got news. Pride belongs to Allah. And anyone, in the authentic hadith, anyone with an atom's weight of pride How does Abu Dhar deal with the situation? He walks in the streets of Medina looking for Bilal. Then finds Bilal in the streets of Medina. He goes to Bilal and puts his head on the floor and says, by Allah ya Bilal, by Allah Bilal, I will not lift my head off the floor until you step on it with your foot. And let it be known to the people of Medina today which one of us is honored and which one of us is dishonored. An opportunity that most of us would love to have with those that hurt us. Muslims, Allahu Akbar, Islam is dripping all over him and her. But the hate they carry towards people that hurt them in their lives, like savage, wallahi, like savage beasts. Many of us, we put, no, wallahi, you know what, I forgive them. They hurt me, but I forgive them. But deep down in their hearts, if they can get their hands on them. So how does Bilal deal with the situation now? Bilal was hurt. He was in the wrong. He's acknowledged he's in the wrong. He's publicly announced that I will not lift my head until you step on it with your foot. What did he do? Did he jump on his head? He gets down on his hands and knees. He kisses him on his forehead and he says, I forgive you and I love you for the sake of Allah. Done, finished, dusted, never to be spoken about again. This was Sahaba. This was the way our fathers and our mothers dealt with one another. To forgive, to let it go. No matter what the crime. No matter what the crime, forgive and let it go, man. Who are we? Which one of us here in this room, I challenge anyone, from myself and work your way down if you like. Wallahi, I question anyone. Who of us here is free from sin? Who of us here has never made a mistake? Who of us here has never been in the wrong one time or another in his life? None. So what's the big deal? Let it go, man. Forgive one another. Have rahmah towards one another. Not for their sake. You know, some people think, yeah, but I hate this person. This person is so arrogant. My brother and my sister, it's not about them. They could be the worst people. They could be the scum of the earth. But it's not about them. It's not about if they're worthy of my forgiveness or not. It's about me and Allah. If I can't find it in my heart to forgive, then on what grounds, on what logic are you expecting Allah to forgive you? People now, they worship their mashayikh. 100%, brother. These people, this guy's from Firdaus al-A'la. The Prophet of Allah saying to Sahaba, none of you will enter Jannah through your actions. None.